Hi, Paul.
Why am I so close here? Don't appreciate this.
I'm not
I don't
into
like this software.
I'm not into watching sunsets, but I'd love to see you go down.
Oh, for fuck's sake. How was wrong with Paul?
I don't like it. It puts my face at a different angle. Like, this is the left of my face, this looks to my right. I don't like it.
You've got to do it on the computer to turn it round.
I don't appreciate it.
When I go that way, I'm going that way.
Aye, for the phones, for some reason it's backwards, but the computer's okay.
Aye.
What a shite.
I'm
I
back.
prefer Zoom.
Oh, wee dog.
Sorry.
Bear.
I know he's tiny.
Well, you've got all the equipment and all that, and earphones and big mics and all that, Paul. What you been doing with that big mic?
I'm the talent, mate. I am the talent. This is why I've got this.
It's my
Here
mic
we
and I'm
go.
terrified. I'm going to have to fucking deep clean it when I get it back. Oh, should I give you the hairy muff for it? That's the foam one. There's a hairy muff that goes with that one as well.
Oh, there's a hairy one.
Aye, you can take it.
I don't like a hairy muff, mate. I prefer them to be smooth.
Not like, but you're going to have a wee bit, mate. You know?
For God's sake, what is going on here? No, we're not starting half of this, are we?
Hopefully not. Right, we might as well start it like, I don't know, the new.
Yeah, what we'll do is start right now, and I'm going to
No,
start
wait
it.
a minute. I need
Are you
to
ready?
Because I can't be caught open with my face this close. I'm going to need to make some technical adjustment here.
Do you know that your smile is almost as
Oh my
big,
God.
lovely and warm as my penis?
Oh, fuck's sake, man.
And talking about big penises and warm smiles, our next guest is Paul Keaton's. How are we, Paul?
Oh my God. Seriously.
Okay, we'll start it like that. I like that.
Right, I will start on that.
Isn't that?
Are we?
That's my next sound, Paul.
Is that your next sound, is it? Yes.
Fraser will make it.
Aye, definitely. Make that my sound, please.
I love making sounds. I was making sounds in the car last night.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Right.
Now remember,
Camera.
I was going, cramp.
That boss on it. That won't my limp.
Renault McGann's only for rolling about in.
I told you,
Just putting it out there.
if you want to lean in the Jeep, I've told you, just take the Jeep, put the back seats down.
You're fucking some boy, Paul. You make me
Oh my
laugh.
God, Paul be cruising in that like he's fucking Paul Big Boss.
Can you imagine? You imagine if he got caught? I don't know. Can you imagine if he was way out doing adult dancing and got caught with that with a Paisley FM right down the side?
I
of it?
was not adult dancing.
I just mentioned a situation. I never
I
said.
said I was rolling
about.
about. I was rolling about. I was trying to get asleep, rolled over, got some cramp, had to get out of the car. All right.
I know his knees were bogging and all. I don't know what's going
I know what I'll be doing later thinking about that.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking.
I just can't wait to see the CCTV footage.
I've heard they say you are what you eat, and I would like to be you in the morning.
Am I going to have to do the radio questions already? Right, we're only 2 minutes in.
Let's start with the radio questions then, because you know I'm not very good at this. It's just one big funny laugh to me.
Right, Paul. Welcome. Yes. And how did you start with TikTok? What did you start with?
Well, what I did was...
Not
sorry,
you.
wrong Paul.
Too many Pauls. Paul Key. We'll call you Paul Key. We'll call him Stoner.
He's Special K. He's a special guy. Special K.
PK. I started, was it March? And it was through my daughters. Like, I done that one. It was that remember the one with the big kid and they go piam piam piam, and they done it. I done it with my oldest daughter, and I was like, I'm going to go and download this app, and downloaded it and just addicted for there, like total addiction. Aye, it helped me through lockdown because I was in the house myself constantly, and that was a hard time to start with, but it helped me a lot. Met some great people through it, which is brilliant. It's a brilliant app.
So what's your favourite thing about TikTok?
I think it's the people. It's the way it goes. It's like it's totally different from any other app I've ever used. Like I felt with Facebook and like Instagram, you go to Instagram, you go to have a certain look, and I've not got that look. So
yeah,
Instagram didn't work.
Oh, Paul, don't start that, Paul, off.
Right, with my profile picture with my head on a bodybuilder, a bodybuilder. So that's it. I done it. I mean, but with Facebook, I've just found that the shite was too negative. With TikTok, it just can be yourself, and I found that we can be yourself to meet some amazing people in it, and like there's so many different things, and you can just do what you want to do. If it's want to be funny, or if you want to sing, things like that. It's a brilliant art. and meet crazy people like this guy Paul.
Yeah.
Paul, actually on my screen, I'm next to you.
Oh,
Do
well,
you know what? We're all next to each other, right? Let's just not get argue about who's next to me, right? Don't fight over who's next to me, guys. All right. But see, when you're talking about that, right? And the reason we're on this app and the reason we're doing it the way we're doing it is because of lockdown. And I heard that this morning that Jurgen Klopp has been fined for breaking lockdown rules because obviously down in England you're only allowed 6 in, and he let 7 in yesterday.
That was a terrible game. That was a terrible game.
the guy likes Liverpool, that's,
What a coupon buster.
I thought you said, I'm glad you said Buster there, poor Paul. Talking about he's not got a face for Instagram, and you're saying what a coupon.
I see, I've got a face like a bus ball. Was that a bus Mike or 5 Delta? Remember the things?
Okay. I remember
Sorry,
one.
Fraser's got one like the one that's no burst.
I've got the stitches still.
I'm going before and after.
I'm going to fucking mute him, by the way.
Fraser's is a pumped up boy. You're the burst one.
Paul,
Thanks for that.
that's terrible.
Yes.
Today we need a before and after.
Aye. Hold on, I'll draw some lines in my face, make myself look like a ball. Cheers for that.
You know I'm only kidding on.
I fucking know you're not. Cheeky bastard. I don't look so fat and round in the public in the real life, right? Camera puts £10 on you.
Yeah. Which is why I get banned for TikTok because I get my wallet out. Help me look bigger.
No, that was 10 inches, Paul. You thought you were going to get onto that.
Did somebody not give you?
Paul, you nearly poked my out one day when I seen the video, man. I was like, what?
I like to swing it.
I didn't show the bird. I'm not showing the fucking bird that thing. You know what I mean? I've been fucking dumped.
Somebody not buy you chipolatas, Paul?
No, they did not buy me chipolatas. They bought me wee Willy Winkies.
Oh, wee Willy.
Skinless wee Willy Winkies.
Skinless.
But no, like I've got a foreskin, so mine are skinful.
I had a lovely gift off his Stacey. I got a lovely wee card just talking about friendship and a lovely candle. And Paul got some skinless wee Willy Winkies.
And I didn't even get an invite. You know, sitting drinking myself in the house.
Terrible, mate.
I don't mind.
To be fair, it was actually only supposed to be me going. Everybody then crashed it, and it was great. It was a good night.
What TV had a good night. I seen the photos that look good. We guys, I'm all seen. I think the photos with her putting up. So let's see. And Paul, his famous socks.
What? That is a point I would like to bring up. What?
Listen, see the
are
video. Is that a full video you see of these socks, or is that just a screenshot?
No, it's a full video. Me doing the Irish dancing and that.
There was the funniest thing. You pointed their toes very well, Paul.
What can I say? I'm fully trained in the classical arts.
Really?
Yeah, I would even call them socks.
What are they? What are
He
they?
got a ripping for them. He got a ripping for them.
They're socks. Don't get me wrong. I have to buy them out the ladies' department because they don't do the men's version of those, right? But
I wonder why.
Socks, I don't like not wearing socks, right? But I also don't like scenes when I'm wearing a pair of gutties. I do not like anybody to see socks. So see if I buy the ankle socks, they ride up and everybody sees the top of your sock. Even with your ankle socks, they see the top. So I found these socks and they only cover the soles of your feet, which means it stops your trainers from getting smelly, stops you from getting sweaty athlete's foot and all that, and you don't see the socks. So yeah, that was the best purchase I've ever purchased in all my life.
You're not very style, mate. That's what it is. See, I'm not a style anymore. I've lost it.
I'm not very stylish today. I'm looking rather old with my glasses and my beard right in because I'm trying to grow it in.
You're saying this because he was on a live before this. He asked people how old he thought he was, and everybody said 40.
I might look at a ball, but you look ancient. Get up, you.
Maybe what, 30, 32?
37 years.
Ah, but it still looks quite young for his age, I think.
Yeah, when my glasses are off, my beard's away.
Aye.
He's getting his hair dyed grey.
Oh, here. You're going to fall Philip Schofield, but
Well, it's not felt so it's more a kind of gunmetal grey, like a.
You should go platinum.
grey.
Platinum grey.
Platinum grey.
Or is it platinum blonde?
Grey, what?
Platinum blonde.
I'm going to look amazing.
You
I
always do.
sound amazing.
You always
Hello, ladies. Yo, ladies. But do you know what? I done a video on my mum weather account. It was like 4 videos in or something, and I thought it was the best video I've ever done, and it got like 400 views. I'm actually raging. You ever seen that Raoul video, right? I found my holiday shirt and I'm like, Raoul, he
I
got
done-
all the moves, and
Yeah.
I was doing all that with the fucking shirt opener. And that done absolutely shite, by the way.
I done
hate
it
some-
in Florida, Paul. I actually done it in Florida in the pool.
Did you?
I was in Florida and there was this Irish guy. He was like sitting, so he's like fucking ripped, Paul. I think there's my man, my sister, and all that in my line, and they're all like, "Oh, look at him and all that." So I was like, "Oh, fuck this! I'll show them how
Yeah,
it's done." So
hang
I
on.
went to the towel area. Went to the towel area, put the towel around the neck, and that walked in, started doing like, "What's happening, ladies? Just getting round." Went down, started doing a few press ups, get the guns out. Every had the full place with stitches, and I'm like, we were all but aye. So later on, I went into the pub, and the guy approached me and he went, "There's a drink for you, mate." I was
Oh,
like,
that was nice of him.
it was actually the night. He was like, I actually was laughing. I says, I was kind of a bit in the piss. I said, because I was quite jealous that you have guns, you know what I mean? I'm just built outside a fiver. I was a bit jealous that everybody fancied them. Neighbours looked at me, so I had to go in the day like the swan. That shit.
It's fun.
He's on the
Look
phone.
at Paul. Paul's actually trying to get this up on his phone about himself.
No, I'm really sorry. It was Abby. She calls it this time. That's how I need to do the podcast earlier, because I normally spend between 8:30 and 9 o'clock on the phone to Abby every night.
The phone me there too. I had to hang me. I had to knock her back to phone me, so I'll need to let them know that I was on here
Yeah.
in the check-in.
But yeah, I just like to spend half an hour on the phone with my daughter every night, because I don't get to see her every day, so...
Aye, definitely. It's a good father.
So what
He
you
is a good
hoping?
father.
He is a very good
Good
father.
A very good father. Can
I
tell
don't,
that.
I don't
In
think
fact,
my ex
I'm
would say
sure
that.
actually,
Oh,
you know,
can
Paul's
I...
not going to get a haircut, right?
No, can I just
And-
stock it? See, before you say it, Nels, I'm going to put this out in the podcast. I've got a wee message here, right? I'll read it out, right? I'm going to read it out because listen, why not? Why not? The lawyer's letter's going in tomorrow, so let's just read it out anyway.
Just think about it before I have to cut it out.
No, we're not cutting this out. Not cutting this out. This
Oh no, here we go.
this is staying in.
I'm in tender hooks here.
I know. Fuck's sake.
Right.
I don't know. I
No,
get
but
another
I
drink.
think I'm on tenterhooks because I know what he was known that I was going to say about hairdressers there.
No, wait, no, never mind that. Right. Where is it? Right. So this is how good it is. Right. So I take Abby to get her hair blow dried. Right. Hair's a bit of a mess at the bottom. Right. So Aaron's like, "Let me do that up for her and take a wee bit off the front just so that it sits so nice." I'm like, "Baron." Anyway, Abby gets home on Saturday, sends me a message saying, "My mum's really angry because you get my hair cut." And then this is how I was. Obviously, I'm a very controlling man, and I'm not. I wasn't having a very nice husband. Yet my ex-wife has took it upon herself to find the hairdresser on Facebook, and then message her. And the message reads, "Hi, I know my ex had my wee girl up and you curled her hair, which is fine, but you've cut it too. Abby has a hairdresser and I didn't give you permission for Abby's hair to be cut, so I would appreciate it if you didn't cut her hair." What kind of person seeks out the hairdresser who cut your hair? Who shouts at their Wayne, then goes for the hairdresser, but bypasses the guy who just happens to be the dad, who took the kid away for the haircut? Now, shout at the kid, shout at the hairdresser, but don't shout at the guy that actually did that in the first place.
It's a bit far, is it no?
It's just what I'm dealing with, mate. It's just what I'm dealing with.
Fuck that. How long were you married for, Paul?
Nine and a bit years, I would say. I was happily married for 25 minutes, and that's only because I was drunk.
Until the hangover kicked in.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm not going to lie. I skipped out of there. I skipped out of that house.
Anyway, let's go back to our guest. How about that? Paul, this is what happens every week. It just becomes.
I just find them funny anyway.
And then I tell you, my divorce will be coming through soon because I got the letter saying she got a legal aid. She applied for a legal aid and she got it, which means I don't even pay for my divorce. A free divorce.
Paula, help me out here. Let's go back to the guest.
Listen, I've heard this off him. I'm pretty sure he said he was having a party.
Oh, well, I better be fucking invited this time. I'll bring
In
gin.
all fairness, I think Paul's been partying for 2 years ever since he skipped it the door.
Right, anyway, back to Paul. I just keep forgetting. I keep forgetting what Paul we're talking about.
You must have questions for him. Come on, you can do it. I've got faith in you.
Yeah, so I
That's
mean,
perfect.
well, obviously my first question is because obviously you've got kids. So what do your kids think about your TikTok?
They were quite embarrassed at first, and they were like, they'd say, "Oh, don't want to see my dad on TikTok and whatever." But then as time went on, I like they actually seen that I was no bad at it. Like they like, found it quite funny, and obviously, the room where I stay, people like kind of they'll say, "Oh, like your dad's brilliant." Or like my oldest daughters, they say, "Her pal, she's sick of hearing her pals saying to her, oh, your dad's really hilarious and all that," and she gets annoyed with it. But now they kind of love it, but they don't like my stuff. They won't. I've got TikTok and they won't like my videos. They just won't like
Even
them.
even the wee Dame.
The way Ian loves them, like I have her on sometimes. I don't like putting her on a lot, but I like her joining in. And she loves skin on. Like yesterday, I done the one day, like the methadone one. So I had her and the grandmate come in, and obviously we shout them in, then tell them to go to their bed. They loved that, but it took like 20 takes because the grand wasn't stay up for it at all. You see her in the video, her face is tripping her. Because you need to come towards the camera, and she.
Oh, you! That way! No, you've done it wrong again! Back out the door! Get back out the door! Wipe your tears away, start smiling!
Absolutely like me. They were like raging. Aye, but they kind of like it. They know that I'm no bad at it, and I have. They says it's helped me a lot, which it is. It's helped us a lot. So they seen that. They helped a lot of my confidence and all that for where I was. So it's
Yeah.
definitely a great thing when they know that I enjoy it. But as I say, they don't enjoy it. They don't seem to enjoy their dad's on camera making a fool of yourself, probably.
Yeah, because you've got a really sad but inspirational story. So you do. And it's, me and you've spoke a lot about it on lives and stuff. And it is quite amazing. So I don't know if that's something you'd want to talk about on here.
Well, definitely, but because I said that I'm kind of struggled. Maybe the first couple of years to talk about it, I never really talked about anything. So that's what obviously we built up.
Yeah.
So I had a nervous breakdown. So because I kept everything in. Because what happened is, I say, when Janet passed away, I just had to deal with it because I had the baby. She was 2.5 months old. So it was like case of, I was back to work within 2 weeks of passing. I had to deal with the rain, so I had no time to grieve, that sort of thing. So I just continue it. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're doing amazing," which I was, but inside I was like dying inside, practically myself. My heart was just breaking. I let everything build up, and it just hit me. I say about 2 years in, it just bang. It was like I just couldn't deal with it anymore, and I had a mental breakdown, and like tried to take my life. And was luckily, as I say, I had a stomach infection, which saved my life because I took the tablets. The stomach infection was hanging me, so it was hit, and it made me sick a lot. So, which actually saved my life. The doctor told me that. So, I was I was lucky. I was a lucky guy. Like I says that it was not my time.
Yeah.
So like, I was saying that if I went up to the pearly gates, so Janet would have kicked me right back down. That get your fucking grip yourself, you bastard, because you've still got a lot of life, and you still got. That's what I've seen. I had still so many great things in my life. That's when I realised. I say that day I was in the hospital, guys, and my two daughters came in, and I'm lying on the bed, and the doctors started this stunning, and my daughters walked in, and they were ashamed of me. Um, uh, and I'd never seen them ashamed of them in my life. Like in the 20 odd years of them, and they just kind of look at me, and I was like, I'm not.
That's no shame. It's no shame.
Like,
That's a typical reaction. You walk in and your dad's done that.
I know.
It's no shame.
know.
It's grieving. It's almost like grieving because they're so glad that you're there, but they've got the anger that you've done it, the sadness that you nearly went. It's a whole range of mixed emotions that
Aye.
maybe you looking for the outside looks like shame, but I'm telling you right now, your kids wouldn't have been shamed, mate. That's not the case.
It's the way it looked, and I just never seen it, so it was like a wake up call for me, Paul. Like,
Aye.
because I say, but what happens was they were going to like hang me into Parkhead Hospital because that's what I took along. I'm not getting hang me telling about it because the doctor came in and he says like, well, a lot of people will try and take their lives and they'll maybe text somebody or they'll let people know. But I didn't. I got up in the morning. I didn't have any drink in me. I wasn't hanging me. I just got up in the morning. I sat down and I took 49 sertraline tablets, which was my antidepressants at the time, and took them, sat down and put the TV on like this normal. So my brain was away. I was obviously hanging me, and then all of a sudden the stomach just started to get really, really sore, and luckily my daughter came along that morning, just walked in and seen I was lying on the couch, like, in a bit of a state, and then phoned the, well, I'd asked her not to phone the ambulance, because I was quite embarrassed. I was scared of everything that was going to, the consequences I was scared of. Because of Nicole, when I had the weaning and all the things, I'm like, wait, I'll try and get through it. I'll just try and deal with myself. But no, obviously they had to hang me, and then when the paramedics came, they were quite nasty to me. But I didn't know that. I was at my head, and they said they were really nasty to me. But then once I got in the hospital, the doctor says, he went, like, I'm sorry for that. The way, as he says, because we have a lot of cases that happens, and people will do things when they don't hang me, but he says, but you've wanted to take your life, that's the difference. And they went, we're going to have to take you, obviously, go to Parkhead Hospital. So I went, okay, and I said, the girl came along with me, and I was sitting in the room, and then the doctor's saying, like, you'll have to go maybe 30 days in there. So I just says to the girls, I went, well, I'll just ostracise myself away from everything. I'll need to, because I says, I'm in with people that have a lot of mental issues. Obviously, I've got them too, but I know it was an English like that. So I said, I'll just ostracise myself away. And the next minute, a nurse comes in and says to the doctor, can I speak to him? And he came back in and went, you need to go back and like the hospital. And I was like, okay. And that's when I'm back like the hospital, and they says, well, that's you get, there was discrepancies in my blood, and that was a stomach infection. That's what saved your life. And then they kept me in all night in the hospital, and then I got the hospital doctor, like psychiatric doctor, and they psychoanalyzed me, and they says, look, no, I don't want to send you out there, because that might make you worse. You're no like that way, that hangman way, so I don't want you to be in the hospital. Yeah. So thank God, I was lucky, as I say, it was a lot of lucky events. But after that, I just decided I'm not doing this again, and I got my life sorted. I decided I need to get everything dealt with. I've got my girls. I've got so much greatness still in life. Yeah. I had an amazing life with Janet. We had 21 years together. Obviously, you know, in a relationship, you have your ups and downs, and you fight and we argue. We'd bang all the time, but we were happy in life. And so I was like, I want to put that out there and try and help people now. Well, that's what TikTok I found was really good for that. Facebook not so much. I found on TikTok and I done my story, and I saying that, I says, look, for every hang me, though it starts sad, my story, I hang me at the ending with saying, look, there's so much, for every bad thing, you'll have 1,000 fucking great things. So that's the way to look at it. Is that way? Let's look at all the positives, and that's all I've done now. It's like I see, if I have a bad day now, I just say it's a bad day, because I've gone and had 6 good days. That's the way I look at it.
It's a good way to look at it.
I think as well for you, obviously, like the way that Janet passed was quite difficult because it was so unexpected as well.
It was like, as I said, I'll tell you about it, guys. I'll never forget that day. I came back to work. I worked in the House of Fraser. I was a janitor, and I was just doing an early Saturday morning shift that morning. I was doing a few hours, and I came back home, and Janet wasn't feeling a bit. She was feeling a wee bit unwell, so she thought she had the flu, and I was like. So I did actually say, look, because she was sweating profusely, and I says, well, I phone an ambulance, and that, and she's like, no, well. So I went, right, I'll go and get the messages. Let's down to the farm foods, get some food. And then I came back up, and she was still in the behind me. So what I done was I got a basin. She felt a bit sick. I got a basin, put down disinfectant in it and that, and I was like, right, I've been in 10 minutes. And I put the qualifying on. It was for the Formula One, I'll never forget, it was the British Grand Prix, the qualifying, and I put that on. But I turned the telly down, and I was sitting playing Candy Crush. And I went in the room, and she was gone. And I was just, my head just, I didn't know what to do. I tried to hang me, and I couldn't do it. And at the time, I've never felt like time just slowed down, completely stopped. And I felt it passing through me. I can tell anybody that I felt it. I've never felt, see what you get your hairs in your back of your neck, stand up like that, and you get it on your arm. I had it in my full body, and I couldn't explain it. But then the next minute, it was like my brother flew in the room. I just remember my brother flew in the room, and he tried to resuscitate her, but before he saved her, because like it was just the phlegm that caught in the back of her throat, and then everybody was in, the full family, and then the paramedics came in saying she was gone. It was this time like that, but it was the craziest day I think ever in my life. I never thought, because you never think that's going to happen. But I say that, like people say, but if you have it, some people say, if you had a disease, you get to maybe deal with it.
You get the time to say goodbye. You've got that, because I've got 2 different stories exactly like. I've got one exactly like yours. I've got the other one that's along the lines of the disease. I've got my dad who died of skin cancer. Although he died before I got to see him, we still knew that he was going to die, so we had time to prepare. With my stepdad, I get woke up on a Saturday morning with my mum screaming, and I thought somebody was in the house, and I went running into the room, and my stepdad's lying blue in the bed with one leg out the bed, and my mum's screaming because he's dead and he's cold and whatever else. My wee sister, I had to drag her and my wee sister out the room because my sister was trying to phone an ambulance, and I'm like, to the ambulance, you don't need to worry, he's dead, take your time or whatever. And my mum and that were screaming. But yeah, I've been in both situations. It's not nice.
No good either way. I say, 'cause I had it with my dad too. So I would say that because like I didn't deal with the situation was where it kind of played on me was where, why did I need to see that? Why was it me? Was that like, I told all the questions and you did it. It's the thing was I grieving, like, why me, why this, and why did this happen to me? And I did like get through things as well. I'd see people maybe holding hands, like couples. I get jealous about it because I worked in a house of Fraser. So I was getting jealous of seeing people happy and I couldn't deal with it, guys, and I had to quit my job. I just couldn't do it anymore. Like, I couldn't work it was a department store and it was full every day, and like the first Christmas came around and it was Christmas time and everybody was happy and I was like, why am me? Yeah. But I kind of hated myself for a while for that, for feeling like that.
But you shouldn't. You've got your own grief to deal with. It's just you shouldn't be apologising to anybody for how you choose to deal with your situation. You don't need to apologise to anybody.
It was just at the time it was a hard time with that way, and but they told me that was just part of the grieving. Then when I went for a bit of counselling, and the counsellor, I'd never been asked that. The counsellor went, so how would you have felt if it was somebody else that was with Janet and it was no you? And it was like doom. It was like a wake up call in my brain. I was like, wow, that I probably wouldn't have been happy. I'm glad that I was there to give her a hug and say cheerio to her. So it was like a wake up call and it was a good thing. So I was like, that's what I needed. It was just that thing, because I always says, see at the time how I felt. It was like, see a tumble dryer, but it just goes round and round. I had all these, and I couldn't just go, there's one, I can deal with that, and I can deal with that. Everything was this. One time, guys, I went 9 days without sleep. 1 point, 9 days, I couldn't sleep, and I wanted to hang me. And like, the first time they gave me like sleeping tablets, and I'm like, I didn't want sleeping tablets because I thought I don't want to rely on these things. But they gave me for a week and it got me into like a sleeping pattern, and it did. Where I got kind of started getting back to normal. But I just don't like taking loads of different tablets now. Like, I'm scared I won't have painkillers and all that in the house. But I do have antidepressants and anti-anxiety tablets, which they're the best things that ever happened to me. Once I got them, it made me a different person. Stoked all my nervousness and all that. And I still get nervous, as you see, guys. I touch my face and that a lot, and I'm kind of, I got confident when I did TikTok. Why I say that is because I'm being somebody else. See, like you're playing somebody else, it takes all that thing away because you don't need to be yourself. When I kind of be myself, I get kind of nervous a lot. And when I'm at parties, and I actually kind of drift into the background.
It's really weird.
What you tend to find, though, that people that are quite extrovert on the outside, inside are very introvert. And in particular, I know with Paul, because Paul does like to be like, but I know you well enough to know that you are exactly that.
Yes.
I'm introvert on the inside.
Yeah, like when it comes to anything.
Quite about you, but you're you can tell, but see, because certain things is when you're kind of that way yourself, you can see other people. Like I say that, like I would put a front so that everybody thought I was happy.
Yeah. Apart from to say, like, I would say I fight my demons, but I wouldn't say I was introvert. I wouldn't say.
No, but what I mean is in the sense of when it comes to dealing with emotions and really personal things.
I don't do emotion. I see how you're saying, right, Paul, and the grieving process that you went through, right? I lost my dad and I lost my stepdad, and the shock factor at the time was hard to deal with. A couple of days, right? But I've never really been to my stepdad's grave. I've never really visited where my dad's ashes get done and stuff like that, because I'm a very logical thinker when it comes to that. So see when it comes to death, I think, well, do you know what? Everybody dies. And this is probably a really nasty way to think, right? But it's probably because of the death that I've seen when I was a young guy. My dad and my stepdad dying within a year of each other. I was only a young guy at the time. And I've maybe chose to switch off. But the way I deal with death is I go, right, okay, they're dead. As me sitting about molting and greeting and doing everything, and I know that that's not a nice. I'm probably a weirdo for the way the way I'm, right? And maybe I should grieve and maybe I should feel something, but I just go, do you know what? They're dead. Me greeting every day and feeling sorry for myself isn't going to bring them back. And then I think to myself, and do they really want me to sit about greeting and getting into that depression? And that's the way my mindset works now. I'm not saying that's right, because I know it's not. I know that I'm not a normal person and I don't deal with emotions very well, and that's why probably I'm not very good at relationships, because I'm not. I'm not that. I try my best to be sympathetic. I'm more empathetic than sympathetic. I don't find sympathy very easy, but again, I can be empathetic, i.e., I can understand why they're being like that, but I can't be like, I just think, right, I did. And that's bad. I know it's bad, but do you know what? I just hope it never happens to me and to people. Because I look at my kids now. My kids have changed me. As my kids are getting older, and I'm getting older, the fear's starting to set in now. I'm like, if something happened to them, I would be gutted. Do you know what I mean? And I think if something ever happened to one of them, it would be a total different. I wouldn't be able to be the person that I was with my dad and my gran and everybody else that's left me. I think I would probably in the mindset I'm in now and how I deal with my emotions now compared to back then. I would probably go and throw myself off a bridge if one of my veins went, and that's no big lie.
I know what you mean, definitely. Because your kids, as I always say, like, see when you meet somebody, you take your time to fall in love with them and get feelings for them. When you see your kids, like when you see your kids being born, and that, it's boom,
instant.
It's unconditional. It's like me and Jan to go, we love each other, infinity. Like to the end of the earth, we love our kids, infinity. You know, nothing comes between us. We always say that they're the most important things to us. That way, so like, after that happened for me, if see Jade and that go unwell, see what they just had a sickness bug or that, I used to sit and just watch them. I was scared when they go to sleep and all that. I had that fear, so they put it down. That's what I suffer post-traumatic stress disorder. I didn't know that's what it was. It took them for like 3 years to hang me that, because when I went to I go every year and I have to go for like a thing with the net check on me. And I was a nurse and they seen the way I act. Like I always play with my horns, I bite my nails badly and things like that. And then when I spoke to him, and he was an ex-psychiatric nurse, and he says that's what you're suffering. So after that, like he contacted my doctor right away, and they put me onto the anxiety tablets, and my life changed within 6 months. It was just totally different, because I could walk along the streets, guys, and I'd think I could see a tree or that and go, I could think that I could just walk. If I could just walk out in this road. That's all my thoughts were when I'd walk about the streets. So I kind of stayed in the house because I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to face people. And then when I got on the anxiety tablets, it just changed my life. I was like, it's the best thing. It stopped all my nervousness. I didn't get thoughts anymore. I was able to sleep at night. I didn't go to sleep thinking about bad things. Now I can actually sleep easy at night, which is a good thing. And like, I think that's, I'm not saying it worked for everybody, but it definitely worked for me in a lot of ways. And
well, anxiety can be a horrible thing. Like, it can cause so many different symptoms. Like, I've had anxiety before, and you know, whether it's the feeling of sickness or whether it's, I get really bad headaches with anxiety. I have really bad social anxiety, and in particular, I have quite bad social anxiety within my own family, which, you know, I know all my own family know me. But for me, I still have this anxiety. Family parties, I get massive anxiety about going to them, and it's my own family. But I just get massive anxiety about it. I'm all worked up. I can't just settle myself.
Nervous before you go to a party? I get really nervous. See, before
I get nervous. I don't get up and dance. I don't. I just sit at the same bit. I go very introverted then.
It's really weird you saying that. Like, obviously,
I think I've also a bit of stone, man. The amount of times I do a shake before I go to a party.
See, it's really weird you saying that, because, like, obviously my other job is being an entertainer, which I can't do now, but like karaoke and things.
Yeah.
One of the weirdest things that I have is, as soon as I'm up there and as soon as the microphone is in front of me, I'm a totally different person. People look at me. I mean, my partner met me doing my job, and when we went out for a date, she was like, you're not the same person I've seen. You're totally different. And it's true, Paula, I'm the exact same with you. In front of cameras and microphones, I'm the big fucking baloo. But see, as soon as I go by myself or with my friends, I'm the one in the corner, just keeping myself quiet. It's such a weird thing. And that's why I think TikTok's really good for, especially, I mean, the podcast as well is brilliant. It's bringing like guys like yourself out into the public and showing people, do you know what, you can have all these horrific things that have happened to you, but there's always a bright side. There's always another day. There's always another minute. If you can't do another day, do another hour. You know,
That one, man. A great way to look at it. Definitely. Definitely agree on that. I'm sorry, guys, I've made this thing. I didn't like to bring you because you.
No,
this is the
No,
whole
listen.
point,
See this podcast has been it's a balancing act for me because it's brought so much. It's brought so much good things, but at the same time, my relationship ended a few weeks ago, right? And this podcast has also brought lots of grief for that because I split up with my girlfriend and it was quite amicable. I didn't want to be with her anymore. I left, told her I didn't want to be with her, and then obviously this podcast, her friends have listened in, she's listened in, and then they've took bits of it and decided that I was talking about her. I'm talking about her now because I'm at that stage now I don't care because I've literally just opened my Instagram, and one of my stories, somebody's replied to it, and it happens to be her cousin. I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
So this is why I do this podcast, is because I haven't actually said anything bad about her. I haven't said anything bad to her. She started an argument. She's called me names and said I was pretty much using words that I was hanging about with teenagers and stuff, and just accusing me all sorts because of stuff she's been told that has happened on this podcast. Now we've had this podcast. I have spoke to 18-year-olds on TikTok, on lives and stuff, but Abby was sitting next to me at the time. We were having a bit of banter, but she's twisted that and says that I was basically hanging our wee lassies and all that, which wasn't the case. It just happens to be somebody who's on TikTok who follows me. We done a live together. We had a bit of banter.
Because they're all hanging over you.
But the fact of this is, when you're getting messages like that on Instagram, it just goes to show you what type of people you're dealing with, because I haven't once called her any names. I haven't once called her family names. But apparently it's because of the way I choose to live my life. Now, it's my choice how I live my life. See if they don't like it. They can block me. She could block me on Instagram, but she's chosen to specifically target me and come after me and call me names because they've got nothing else better to do. I have left that life. I haven't looked back. I haven't once tried to contact her. I haven't once tried to contact him and her family. I've tried to delete everybody that I've tried my best to delete everybody that knows her, through her that knows me. And I've tried to distance myself, just draw a line in the sand, and I'm not allowed to do that because every Thursday I get messages. Every single Thursday I get abuse. And now we're on Monday. Is this Monday? Aye, and I'm getting abuse again for other people in their family, and I'm just like, where's the need for it? Because I've chosen not to be with somebody.
See through all that, then I'm going to tell you what the positive is in that. See, 2 weeks ago when we got a message saying that somebody was ready to actually commit suicide, but decided after listening to a podcast that they actually understood that there was other people that felt the same way as them.
Oh, yeah.
That's the positive in this, and that's why I do it, and I know that's why you do it.
Yeah. I think it's just a great thing, like, and it's also, and it says things like this is just like normal people, as I say, like it's came from like this kind of came from like TikTok, your thing with Fraser, and it started that, and then it's letting like normal people like myself just be able to come on talk, and that if it reaches 10 people, obviously that's 10 people more than it that didn't reach before, so that's a good thing. Yep. So people take the good things out of things like this and say what the user doing, it's a good thing, you know what I mean?
See, the thing is, on TikTok it's okay putting up a 15-second or a 60-second video and going on a live, and you share a bit of your life and some of your story, you share what you want, and it's a different vibe coming on here because it is completely different. Where I would maybe look at somebody on TikTok or what use it, everybody does it, you look at somebody and think, God, their life looks perfect. Inside their life could be that they're maxed out to the eyeballs in debt. They don't, they're going through a lot of financial stress, emotional stress. You don't know what somebody else is going through. And sometimes once then you come on here and you do hear somebody's side of the story, whether they've got £10 or £10,000 in the bank, you begin to realise, that person is a person. They've got real thoughts, they've got real feelings, and they've got a real life. It's not just 60 seconds of TikTok. They've got a real life.
Like they say, there is quite a lot of, like, I've found obviously in the last couple of months, I left it for like a week. I was going to actually shut my account down, but then it was so nice that I didn't hang me when I'd done my video and I was going to shut my account down. loads of people messaged me, and that's what I said, and gave me their number, and I think made through WhatsApp, and they're like, Paul, just maybe take a break for it, which I did, because it was kind of, I was draining. It was draining with the kind of way it was going down. It was going down that Facebook way, that with the arguments and all that crap. And I'm like, take the fun out of it. When I joined TikTok, it was fun, but also it's a great way to put things out there. It can help people. Like, I became great friends with a woman, Natalie from Manchester. She came up the long back, and she wouldn't bother being me. Like, she just lost her husband like 7 months ago during lockdown. Like, he passed away suddenly, and so I'd spotted, she'd done a video, and this video she'd done 15 seconds, I found there was something wrong, and I private messaged her, and I says, look, I don't private message women this thing. I says, I'm not a fucking creep. I said, I've got a girlfriend. I said, don't worry about that. I says, I just feel there's something. I met him, sat for 7 hours that night talking, and she was ready to take her life. And she says that, she thanks me, thank me, and I was like, no, don't thank me. I says, I only spotted something. You didn't do it. You're the one that's hanged yourself, is no done it. So you got to look at that way, and we became amazing friends. She says that like I'm a hangman. Like, she's met doctors, and the doctor tells that I'm a saviour. I'm like, no, you done it. I just talked to you, I just spotted something because I'd hanged it, and I go like that. There's great things with that can, things like that, social media art can help so many people, and it's got people talking about mental health issues more than I've ever seen on any art in my life. You know what I mean? It's that way, because I find the same with Insta, everything's perfect in it. Like, it's perfect tunnels, fucking perfect photos. So that's why I wasn't good, because I just eat ready meals and fucking look like shit. So I can't do
That's
it.
why people.
Paul's on there.
That's why people on my Instagram call me a prick, because I look perfect on there.
But it's true.
I love it.
I mean, I was reached out to by somebody on TikTok today, and they wrote me a message asking if I would do a video on domestic violence that they are
Done it, yeah.
collaging.
I done it last night, the video.
Yeah. So, and it's a collage, as you know. So it's a collage video, and basically they want a collage of, you know, if you've, most people who have been asked have been in the situation of domestic violence at some point in it, and so basically it's to raise awareness. And actually, Women's Aid have said that, you know, they would potentially want to use that for their campaigns.
Brilliant, man. That's things like that. As I say, that's just it's a great thing, isn't it? You when you think that they'd be doing their own app that can help, that's going to reach that sort of thing, and like they'll spot these things. But that's what it is. This is where I think TikTok is it's an amazing thing in a lot of ways, and there is the negatives. But as I say, when I came back, I was like, there is so many great things, because I've met amazing people. Like I've met you in the past, Paul. Like we've met McDonald's, and the Wayne's got one brilliant, and just things like there's so many great people I've met. Like you go, I'll be friends for life with. I've also met a couple of fannies. I'll not mention names, but
go. No, mention them. Let's mention it. I like mentioning names.
I'm sure I know one of them, Paul. I'm sure I know one of them, Paul.
Wait a minute. I just need to note the times so I can edit this out.
It's all right. Fraser's got his notepad. And he genuinely does wipe it out, mate.
I genuinely wipe it out.
Honestly, ask Fraser all the stuff he's had to cut that I said.
43 minutes. 45 minutes, we'll cut back in.
I've watched a couple of podcasts, and it was they'll keep like seeing that obviously he's done the first one, but I swear to God, I don't think I've laughed so much like watching something. It was just start to finish. I laughed at it, and I'd never followed her before. I didn't follow her nor that, because I'd never found the Scottish side of TikTok till about 3 months ago, and you were the first one, Paul, when we came on my live, and then that's when I found the Scottish side of TikTok, because I was like, mostly all English and American people, and it was weird because I don't know if it was through the hashtags or that, or you behind me, and then you came on, and then shit just went downhill for there.
Couldn't agree more. Calling people a fucking ball.
Yeah, but see, to be honest, right? See, for my small following, right? Because I'm in the world of TikTok. I'm a nobody, but at the same time, everybody knows who I am. Right, I'm going. See, last night, right, took her for something to eat, right, at Lychee Oriental, right, for a bite to eat. She's my pal. Right. There's nothing in it, right. So, we went for something to eat, and then we're going to head to Paula's, right. We're going to head to Paula's. Yep. So she's like, I'm still hungry. Will you get me a bag of chips on the way? I'm like, all right, okay. So drove to the Chippy, walks into Chippy. Stand there, and I put my mask on, and the woman's like, behind the counter, "You're that guy off TikTok."
Do you know how
I'm
she
like, "What?"
recognised him? Because he was on his
She's
tiptoes
like-
trying to reach over the counter.
She's like, "Are you that guy off TikTok?" I'm like, "What guy off TikTok? That guy off TikTok?" I says, there's lots of guys. She's like, "Check me out like a wee schoolgirl or blushing. Are you that guy off TikTok?" I'm like, "Donna Stoner." She's like, "Aye." I says, "Aye, that's me, aye." And I walked out of the car like, she recognises me off TikTok. That's not the best one. So Erin phones me the day she was just coming at McDonald's. She's like, "Paul, you're never going to guess this." She's like, she was on I had done a live with her last night, right? For about an hour and a half. And she's like, "Past these wee guys, they must have been in like their late teens or something." And they went, "There's that lass that was on that cunt's TikTok, that cunt's live last night." She got recognised because she was on my live.
You're like, that's one thing I'll give you. Like known, and I say, remember I said to you, like, I'd use your sound. I think it was about two months previous, the one for the gap.
Aye.
I didn't know it was you at the time. Like, I just always saying we don't the sound. I went, that's fucking sounds brilliant. I was like, I need to use that. Like, and I've used that. I've reposted that. They've done really well again. Like, it's brilliant, and it still gets that debate. People going, "Oh, it's definitely, it's not a gaff." No,
It's fucking empty. You can't have it.
It's fucking empty.
You can only have a gaff
Brilliant.
if it's your house. If it's your house, it's a gaff.
Aye.
If you tell your man da, it's fucking empty because it's not your gaff, so you can't call it a gaff.
My favourite so far is the gaff cape.
Your account hasn't blown up the way it should. Like, I'm going to say, but maybe
Don't feed him his ego.
Please don't. Please don't.
He's had 4 accounts. 4 accounts.
Because I keep getting my deposit.
One day I was trying to keep up with it, and I'm like, what fucking account? I'm like, are they falling down? What one I'm on?
You're scrolling, you're like, I just like that video. Oh, wait a minute. It's not an official 1. All right, wait a minute. It's small, it's wee ball Paul 1. Oh, wait a minute. It's Mon Blather. Fucking hell.
It just dominates my fucking FYP with a fucking towel on. Yeah.
You're like, that's how he likes to dominate.
That's it. And let's say your band, or the one you done or not, because that came on one night and you were doing, was it the memes? And it was, I swear to God, mate, I was actually trying to laugh. It was so funny. And
Is that the one you get a ban on?
Aye.
People report, that's what I'm saying, that does my nothing. Why? See if you don't like something,
Block it. Aye.
Don't listen to fucking somebody else that's going to be boring or whatever. If that's what
I'm going to tell you why, because see the people that message the shite that they message on Instagram, they're the ones that are getting them these bans and blocking.
I mean, I got banned one ban. I got banned for I was too young. So I done a video. I was like, I can fucking understand if it was my height restrictions, no age restrictions, for fuck's sake, you know what I mean?
I get it, right? I get it. See, when you split up with somebody, right, and it's you that wants it, it can be really heartbreaking for the other party, right? But that doesn't leave you open to abuse.
No.
It doesn't leave you open to abuse. I would see the point if I was hanging over wee lassies and I was weird at the time, or I was cheating on her, or I was doing anything. I totally get that. I would totally get the hate that came my way, right? But I done the right thing. I left a relationship that I wasn't happy in, so that I wasn't hurting that person by, and doing whatever I was doing and trying to find happiness whilst I was still there. I left her. I came back to my ma's and lived at my ma's. Don't know if I want to be here. You don't like live with your ma when you're 37, right? So I done the right thing. I drew a line in the sand. And then once I drew that line in the sand, that's when everything went sour, and I've been getting abuse ever since. And I genuinely, all right, in Abby's live, we talked about me being single, but that wasn't me. That was Paula and Abby having a laugh, and then I joined in. And it's all a joke. Like, some things need to stop getting taken literal. Like, people that take me literal. See if I'm in front of a camera.
Yeah.
If I'm in front of a camera, I'm flamboyant. I embellish things. I act up more than I would do sitting next to you. Therefore, you shouldn't really take everything that I say seriously. We're having a laugh with Abby. Abby was just having a laugh. I just wanted to know, do you think your dad will ever settle down? Like, just to see what her reaction would be. This was all about Abby's podcast and Abby's reaction to my situation, to see if she would either go down the serious route and say, "Oh no, I really like that relationship you're in, I'm really gutted," or she was going to start slagging me. It was to get her reaction. But then again, I get made to be this big bad arsehole that it's just generally not who I am. Because I genuinely done the right thing. From what I've seen, I've done the right thing.
You must be getting plenty of offers, Paul. I see your comments, son. I mean, I've never had a fire emoji in my fucking life. Only time I get one is probably somebody want to set me on fire. That's probably about it. because I swear I've never had any fucking woman want me. I get the opposite thing, innit? All I hear is, Paul, you're really funny. Oh, that's
They sending you the water.
Can hell, I mean, I've never had. Oh, Paul, you look hot. I mean, I don't think you can get that off the bird.
I mean, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, here we go, not again.
I do all right.
Soon it weird thing was, I never noticed you used to do that, and then obviously I done shag on my bum, so that's one of my characters, and that's exactly what he does. Because that's what he does. That's his move. And then it was when I came on when you realised that you're on with Paul.
That Paul's most iconic move is when he tucks that lip in.
Aye.
And the wink.
See, it's funny you're all getting worried about getting banned and things like that. It's like on the radio, I've got a booklet about that thick, and I've got about 125 words that if I say one of those words, the station gets fined £5,000.
Wow.
So it's like, with TikTok, it's like rules and regulations. I mean, the people are going to complain and people are going to moan all the time.
They
I know
don't make sense.
they really don't, and it's the maddest thing because you see, like, and Paul doing his testicle right. Okay, that is not acceptable. But like half the stuff he's doing is fine. Where there's some lassies out there that are doing way more than that, and nothing is happening, and you're thinking, going, what is going on?
That's because TikTok's board of directors are all fat, baldy men in their 50s.
Well, see, here's my theory. If you all tell me, if you see you go onto your TikTok profiles and go into the settings and the analytics, I bet you £100 each of yous that you'll have more women followers than guy followers.
Oh, aye.
I do.
Aye.
Obviously. You kidding me on?
It's across the board, though. This is the thing. There's more women on the app than guys.
It's not about that. I've got 88. I don't do the analytics on my new account. The reason I'm not doing the analytics on my new account is because I've got such a small following, right? But my videos are doing so well. Like, my videos are doing better on my new account than they ever done on my main account. So I've got like 40,000 views on a video that I posted when I had 1,800 followers. So I'm like, that's doing better than what my Donna Storm was. And my Donna Storm one, I went analytics very early. And I think that as soon as you switch to creator mode, the algorithm changes for you, and it starts to become more difficult.
Paul said, "Oh, you should get creator fund, Paula. I've got creator fund. Get creator fund. I get creator fund. And okay, I've probably made about 30 quid, Paul, right? But honestly, fucking God, I've got nobody following me hardly."
So
see, but this is right. So this is my kind of world. I love this sort of shit. See, with analytics and things like that. So,
I like it.
See, obviously, you know that TikTok has a certain amount of money for the European TikTok Creators Fund.
So it's compared to America.
So it's absolutely tiny compared to what America has and things like that. But that amount, their algorithm states, right, let's obviously pay people, but they don't want to pay everybody huge amounts of money. So that's why your views suddenly kind of go down, because it pushes you off the For You page, and any tags or hashtags that you've got will either get pushed down and hidden, so they don't have to pay so much money out. But it doesn't.
My hashtags are all right. I mean, I've hit over 5 million on my 2 hashtags. You know, like my views wise, I've hit a massive response on them.
And you've made 30 quid. So this is what I'm saying. Is that
where's
hide?
Where's my followers?
That's what I mean.
Cheese
spaghetti.
5 million.
Do you know what? Hit 1 million views in the last 2 days.
Right. Okay. If you don't want to play this game, I'll fucking play and I'll win. I have 1,223 likes, so fuck the lot of yous.
Fraser, just out of curiosity, how many followers have you got in total now?
I have. Oh wow. Okay, I've got 458. I think.
How long have you had your account?
4 weeks? No, more than that. Five
Mate.
weeks. But
I'm now at just over. I'm about 5,700 followers, and I created that account 13 days ago.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Let's bypass that. Fuck you.
50 point something, and I created that at the very beginning of March, and I've never had a ban.
Can I just tell you, I'm catching up with you now. See if I count all my accounts up together. I'm beating you.
That doesn't count. It doesn't count.
No, this is the thing. You asked Paul to give you a wee shout out, right? And Paul says, I'll do it. And then he huffs and puffs about it. He goes on his live and says, this is a girl here who's got 50,000. But what Paul doesn't remember is for all 4 of his accounts, I've made a video for every one of them said, right, guys, Paul got another ban. You
No.
all go and follow him on this account now. I mean, what is the next one going to be? A Shag Your Maw? What other name can you possibly come out with?
Right, okay. Fuck Paul, right, just for a minute. I'm actually quite excited about this.
Fun enough, everybody else on TikTok wants to do that for a minute as well.
I'm really excited. Wait, so this is like a momentous occasion for me, right? Because I've got like that amount of following. I've had 2 people duet me. I did a karaoke kind of thing. I've had one person duet me. I don't know what he is. He's the wicked Pissabooma, who has 110,000 followers, has duetted one of my videos.
That's pretty fucking good. I think the most I've had probably somebody duetting is probably about 110 followers.
You start to realise what's important, and it's actually
Yeah.
it's actually that small number of folk that not only followed you for 4 accounts, but followed you for 4 accounts, still like all your videos,
Yeah.
come into your lives. I think I'm the only person I know that can sit with 110 people in my live, but only have 5,000 followers. I did not get 110 people in my live when I had 19,000 followers, and I could go live on that account. It's unbelievable.
It's mad how it works, because it's like a bit like the radio. We've got a reach of like just under 1 million people throughout Renfrewshire and Glasgow, and our active listeners are like only like 50,000. So I get like 50,000 listeners per my show. But we've got
you can't even manage 1,000 followers on TikTok to go live. Get yourself pimped out on the radio.
I have never ever advertised myself on any of my social medias on air. Never.
Well, mate, I'm giving you a shout out tomorrow. You probably get about another 5 followers.
Yes.
Or you're...
I'd get you a shout out, but if Paul would follow me.
Do you know what I'm going to do for that? See you quarter to 5. I'm going to give you a shout out on the radio. How about that?
Well, brilliant, mate. There we go then.
Get me on the radio. How come? No, Fraser, we need to have words here, right?
Okay,
Actually,
go.
I've got a bone to pick with you. You've had Cut. You've had Littlest Chicken.
Yep.
You've had
Natty.
You've had Paula.
Mm-hmm.
And you've never once asked me to come on that radio.
There's a reason. He'd have to cut the bloody thing. Are you joking?
I can't edit live interviews.
So here's how. Hi guys. Boof. Bye bye. End of radio.
Bye bye.
Right.
I think I'd be quite good on the radio.
You think so?
Aye, I think imagine get me on right and I'd be like,
But what would you talk about?
I know, but would I talk about? Because all the stuff I talk about is dodgy as, and well, Billy Connolly and Kevin Bridges and Frankie Boyle's been on the fucking, and they all talk about dodgy stuff.
Right, I'm gonna give you a challenge before the end of this month.
God.
If you can come up with a reasonable topic,
my sober October, because I want people to help me get. My dad died of skin cancer, and I want to raise as much money as I possibly can doing sober October.
Good one.
right? Well, I'll put you in there then.
Yeah, brilliant, mate.
What are you doing Wednesday?
I'm working. What time do you want me to do? What time do you want me to take off?
We could either do it.
Take off? You sound like an aircraft. What time am I taking off at?
I'll always take off.
You could do Tuesday or Wednesday. Whatever's easiest. Right, we'll sort that out. And I'll get you on there.
Okay.
How about that?
Look,
Yes.
He's fucking done it again. He started with me and he's took my thunder from me.
It's shocking, isn't it? It's absolutely shocking.
He came on that live on Friday night. 3 hours later, we were still talking about Paul.
Oh, I love you, man. Brilliant.
He's a screaming it. He's just a wee ball of sunshine that we have.
I'm a creep. I can creep into any space.
I'll tell you something, Paul. You do, mate. You make a lot of people smile, and that is like good fucking quality. So keep it up.
I also make a lot of people. for every one person I make smile, I make 2 people hate me. Mate, I do that as well. I love doing that.
It's very important to check yourself. Yes, it is.
Excuse me, darling. Go and take your bra off so I can play the accordion.
Oh my god, man! This face leaves in 10 minutes. So you better be on it, innit? That's my chat line.
Go and give that a wiper, will you? Because I'm just fucking cleaning your seat.
Mate, I'm writing these down, man. I need to fucking use these.
Don't
I'm
you?
gonna
You'll not
use
get anywhere with them.
What about do you like dragons?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Because I'll be dragging my balls across your face later.
Paul's face, like Paul's face. It was fucking.
1 minute and
You know how many
three.
times I've heard these? I could just write Paul's whole life and then a whole chapter on chat up lines.
It's getting bigger, so stop it. And I'm not talking about my notes. Right.
See if I'm a pain in your ass, can we just add more loop?
Oh, going to a totally different subject and moving away from
Right,
that.
Fraser, make this the over 18s only,
Oh my
please.
god. Every single fucking one of them is. I've had to put every one of them on.
Sake.
I've made that. I got.
So,
Have
Paul,
yous-
what's your inspiration?
Oh,
Not you, Paul. Paul Keaton's.
Hey, Paul, shut the fuck up. It's certainly no this country.
That's getting kept in.
No, my inspiration. It's a thing I would say. It's probably my dad first of all, but definitely Janet. I've no saying that because Janet's not here anymore, but she changed me as a person, got completely grown up. Because I was like, see, in school, I was bullied and I had to switch schools, and I was really quiet. I was a really quiet boy, and she was a fucking tough nut. Like, you know, she'd go ahead with any cunt that way. She was the first person that was standing up to my dad. But nobody had ever stood up to my dad, and she did. And she just kind of brought the best out of me. Was to don't take shit off people, because I was always that person that would just take the shit, and she taught me like not to take shit off people and all that. So it kind of got me ready for like when she obviously did pass. That I was ready for that all that. So she kind of like had me ready for it. But I always say like I feel that she'd have dealt with things better, but then she probably wouldn't have that way because of me. But she was my dad to start with, but I said Janet was my inspiration in life. Definitely. So inspirational for me. And then your kids in it, my girls. They inspire me every day to keep going.
So if anybody's going through problems just now and they're on TikTok, what would your advice be for them?
The same sort of thing. I've gone through certain things like with mental health. Like,
Yeah.
Just realise that there's hard days, but there's light. I say that there's light at the end of the tunnel. You think there's fucking darkness constantly, and it isn't. Sometimes the brain will tell you that, but there's that wee fucking inkling, and if you can just find that inkling and get to it, you will. There's so much goodness still to have. Everybody's got a purpose. I say, doesn't matter if you've not got loads of money or anything, like you're not a superstar. We've all got a purpose we need to bring to this world and bring in some way, if it's through your kids or to help people. There's so much that I always say that to everybody. We've all got purpose, and I definitely believe it. You know what I mean? Paul's got purpose to take my thunder every fucking time. So I hit a segment there. He's got to hit no, but it's like that way. I definitely believe that, and that we have. I always say, if you put somebody on a pedestal, too many people put people on a pedestal, right? And then they bring them down. I want to put somebody on a pedestal, and then I want to put them on the next pedestal and the next one. So keep rising them up and bigging them up, because I never get jealous if I'd done something like if it's on TikTok and I've got like 10 followers and my mate went on and had 20,000, I'd be fucking happy for him and be like, well done, mate.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Like, keep going, keep doing it, inspire them. Don't be going, I wouldn't be going, oh, that's no fair, why have I not got that? You know what I mean? This is the problem I feel with this generation that we are, that we'll go to that next level where you don't be happy. Because like when you're on Facebook, I had it was people I knew. I came on here and then I got 100 followers, man. I'm fucking dancing. I'm like, and my daughter's not, I've got 100 followers. Like, delighted. Like, thinking, why would 100 people follow me? And now I'm up at 15,000. It's just stoked. But to get to that, I was like, I never imagined that. I just appreciate that people are hanging me, but it's also good to big people up and keep bigging them up. Don't put them up there to bring them fucking down. You know, because everybody's good in their own way. We're all good people.
Yep. Jealousy's a bad thing, right?
It's a terrible thing, mate.
And you know, I don't think I've ever suffered for it.
Nah, same here.
Like, I generally don't get jealous. Like, I don't know why, but I'm one of the guys, right? You know how some guys just if they go out with their missus, right, and there's guys hanging over the top of them. they want to fight with everybody. I think I've always just been that kind of guy that I'd be sitting back going, everybody fancies my missus and I'm
Aye,
taking her home tonight.
I'm the one that's
I-
going to take the night. You're the one that's going to do.
That's just that's
That's it.
the type of person I am. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe in my younger years I wasn't. Maybe when I was a young boy. I can't remember that far back though. If I was ever kind of properly jealous, but I don't think I was. I'm definitely not that person now. Like
I mean, 'cause
I think,
I've met.
especially when you're controlling and stuff. Sorry, mate, it's just stuff. See, with the controlling and stuff, like when people like, oh, you're not going there because
Fuck that,
because
man.
there'll be boys there, or you can't talk to that person. I'm like, do you know what? See if somebody's going to cheat on you, they're going to cheat on you,
My motto.
whether you try to control them or you don't. But I'll tell you what, if you're going to try and control them, they're going to want to cheat on you more.
That's what happens.
They're going, because they don't want to be with you. So my whole outlook on life is let that person be that person,
Yeah.
you be you, and see if it doesn't work,
Aye,
walk away.
definitely.
End of story.
I mean, that's what I've met, like, Denise now, and me and her, we had it off, like, I mean, we went on my first date, and it was like, boom. Actually, I never thought I'd meet somebody again. I'd been with a couple of people, and there was nothing. It was like that kind, it was just for thing, mate, but they kind of liked me, and I told them, I says, look, I can't use you, I can't do that, why, because you deserve somebody that's going to love you. I'm not that person, so I thought, I might meet somebody, and you'll go through the motions. But no, I met somebody again. I'm like, I'm fucking lucky as fuck. I've met two amazing people in my life. Like, she's just an amazing lassie. I say that. All her pals are mostly guys. And I says that. Tim's like, don't worry about me, pal. I says, you go out with them, have a great fucking time. You were pals with them before you met me, and you didn't get with them. I always say, to me, if you control somebody and you force them, that's what will probably eventually push them onto somebody else.
But see if your missus was going to do that, she was going to do it whether you phone her every minute, every day asking her what she's up to, or whether you don't. So you can't control. You could, in your mindset, you can only control situations that you can change, and you can't control what somebody else is going to do. You can't control that. So the only thing you can control is how you react to it. So your reactions, the way you deal with a situation, is the only thing that you can control as a person. You can't control what the other person's going to do. So that other person's going to do exactly what they're going to do. It's then how it's how you process that whilst it's happening, or whilst you think it's happening, and it's how you process that or deal with it after the event. So don't be a dick. Just do you know what? There is billions of people in this world, absolutely billions of them, and no matter how much you want to be with somebody or how much you don't want to be with somebody, you'll find somebody else.
Definitely.
Everybody's had more than one relationship. Anybody that's only ever had one relationship their whole life, don't take this advice, right? But everybody's been heartbroken. Everybody's been heartbroken. Everybody will get heartbroken again.
That's it.
And you go over the first heartbreak and you find somebody new and you fall in love again.
Aye.
Then you might not. They might fall out of love. Then you might have to go and find somebody else. But that's just the cycle. So you'll always have that cycle. You'll either be a serial lover or you'll meet somebody and you'll be with that person for the rest of your life. And whatever happens, the only thing you can control is how you react or deal with a situation. You can't control how somebody else acts or deals with a situation. End of story.
But equally, you can't blame somebody for how you act in a situation.
No,
No, you can't.
no. It's your actions. You do it. Like, it's you that thinks it.
You made me do this, did I? Aye. Did I make you do that? No. I think you'll find that you've got the option to walk away. Like you don't have to stand here shouting at me because of what I done or what I didn't do or what you believe I did. You have got the option to hate me and never speak to me again, and that's fine. What you don't have the right to do is give me abuse for it. End of story. You don't have the right to give me abuse for something I have or I haven't done, whether you believe it's happened or not. But you have got the right to walk away. You've got the right to end my relationship because you either think I'm cheating, or you think I'm doing this, or you hate the way I do the dishes, or you hate the way I wash the clothes, or whatever else. You have the option to walk away. You don't have the option to tell me you're staying and then tell me what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and shout at me every day and cast it up for the rest of my life. You don't. That's not a life. You either forget it, move on, and forgive me, or you fuck off. That's the two options that you've got. You don't have the option to stay and decide you're going to do exactly what I tell you. You're going to have to show me your phone every night to make sure you're not doing that stuff. No.
I just go,
Believe the story you've been told. Believe the story you've been told if it
Aye.
didn't happen. Forgive them if it did happen. Or fuck off. That's your options. You don't have any other options in life in a relationship. So jog on.
I think that's a perfect way to end it and just be saying, don't be a dick in
So-
any way
Don't
of
be a dick.
life, in relationship, and TikTok, on whatever the hell you're doing. Just don't be a dick. I like that.
or don't let your boss it.
Or don't show your boys. So from Sneaky Boys, I'm sure it's bye-bye. Cheery bye.
Bye.
Let's
Bye.
stop.